Abid sir, Salim sir, and the Vilichoko. Abid sir. Hello. Teacher ready alle?
Ade ready ആണ്. Noushad sir എത്തിയിട്ടില്ലല്ലോ.
10 മണിക്ക് കറക്റ്റ് നമുക്ക് തുടങ്ങാം. നൗഷാദ് സാർ എത്തും. ഞാനൊന്ന് വിളിച്ചോട്ടെ. സലീം സാർ ഒന്ന് വിളിച്ചോളൂ. സലീം സാർ.
സലീം സാർ അബിദ് സാർ പോയി കാണാമെന്നാ പറഞ്ഞേ. അവര് കോളേജിലുണ്ട്.
ഓക്കെ.
Hello, Noushad. Naufal available? My voice is audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Audible.
The higher education, today's topic?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir. Salim sir, appo nammal thodangiyalo.
Morning. Sure.
Okay. Hasangoy sir, I hope you're ready there.
Okay, right.
Okay, right. Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the FTCA H1 Teach 1 project. We are on the 5th day of our online orientation to NET general paper. Today we have with us Dr.PP Noushad sir. Yes, you have all listened to Noushad sir on the first day of our orientation session itself. Noushad sir dealing with higher education, and I invite Dr. Hassan Goya sir, our research. Dr. Hassan Goya sir, to present the vote of welcome. Hassan Goya sir.
Okay. Thank you. Respected Principal Dr. Salim sir, today's resource person and my friend Dr. PP Noushad, students, next aspirant candidates. This is perhaps a series of net coaching is going on, and it is today we are going to discuss about the higher education. And of course, we got the right person to discuss the higher education, that is Dr. PP Noushad, former my colleague. And remember the good old days. We worked together nearly 8 or 10 years. We worked together for training college. I would like to mention a few things about the NET examination. For example, this is a competitive examination. The purpose is not to select, but how to eliminate the majority. How to eliminate the majority. For example, you can see that when more candidates are qualified for a particular post and there is limited posts are there, the selector's intention is to how to avoid or how to reject the majority and select the few one. So in this case, the questions are questions are framed in such a way that the students are trapped easily. So this is the challenge from the part of the scholars and part of the students, net aspirant candidates. So you have to take much care and also be patient, and also you have to scrutinize the alternatives and choose the best one out of the maybe all the answers may be correct, but you have to choose the most appropriate answer. So with these words, I welcome Dr. Noushad sir for this August occasion. And of course, you know, already you had a session on net orientation with general orientation by Dr. Noushad sir. Hope that it was very effective and the feedbacks are very promising. Of course, Dr. Noushad presentation will be very clear, clarity, crystal clear. There is no confusion. So with the style of presentation, you can imitate in future days. With the deep gratitude, I welcome Dr. Noushad sir for this fine occasion. And also I welcome Dr. Salim sir, who is our
of UGC Act, and we have approximately 300 private universities at present. And there is no affiliation system in the private universities. Private universities are unitary universities. There is no affiliated colleges under university. And we have state universities. A state university is established or incorporated by a provincial act. Earlier it was provincial act because during the British period, India was divided into provinces. Now it is state act because we have 28 states in India, and a state university is established by or incorporated by a provincial act or state act. And it is section 12B of the UGC Act. At present, we have 384 state universities. And governor is the chancellor of state universities. And this number of universities, 384, it is not final. We just refer in the UGC website. There is a link, namely universities. And you will get the final list. Because every day, every year, every month, it is updating. The number of universities, maybe in different parts of the country, we are establishing new universities. So this will be added in the UGC website. So the number is not final. This may be changed. So another category of universities are deemed universities, an institution of higher education other than universities. Actually, these are considered to be universities, so deemed to be universities, and working at a very high standard in a specific area of study can be declared by central government on the advice of UGC as an institution deemed to be university. This is as per the section 3 of UGC Act 1956, and there is no affiliation system under deemed universities also. So deemed universities are unitary universities. And there is another agency in India, namely Association of Indian Universities. It is AIU. Is a registered society with the membership of Indian universities. All Indian universities, including private universities, state universities, central universities, and deemed universities, gets a membership in Association of Indian Universities. It acts as a bureau of information exchange in higher education and brings out a number of useful publications, including University's Handbook, research papers, and a weekly journal titled University News. These are the major function of Association of Indian Universities. It acts as an agency for information exchange among Indian universities. For example, if there is a program in a university, it will be published in the University News, and it acts as an agency for information exchange among Indian universities. Association of Indian Universities. Then national level bodies. We have a number of national level bodies. The supreme national level body is CAB. CAB can be expanded as Central Advisory Board on Education. We have advisory bodies at central level for different areas. For example, we have Defense Advisory Body, we have Finance Advisory Body, we have Foreign Advisory Bodies, we have advisory bodies on education also. This is Central Advisory Board on Education. And distinguished educationalists and representatives of the government are the members of this particular body. And the major function of this CAB is to advise government and appoint committees for educational matters. For example, we have seen a number of committees and commissions in India in the last 70 years. All these committees were appointed by Central Advisory Board on Education. This is the chairman of Central Advisory Board on Education is Minister of Education. Earlier it was HRD Minister, now Minister of Education is the chairman of Central Advisory Board on Education. Then next is University Grants Commission. University Grants Commission, I told you that this is University Grants Commission established in India as per the recommendation of Radhakrishnan Commission, established in 1953, and UGC Act passed in 1956. You must be very careful in these 2 years. Actually, as per the recommendation of Radhakrishnan Commission, UGC or University Grants Commission established in 1953, and UGC Act was passed in the year 1956 only. The major functions of University Grants Commissions are prescribing standards of infrastructural facilities, inspecting universities, providing financial assistance, and UGC has regional offices. And in an examination, there was a question, namely, how many regional offices for University Grants Commission? These were the regional offices: Southeastern Regional Office, Western Regional Office, Central Regional Office, Northern Regional Office, Northeastern Regional Office, Eastern Regional Office, and Southwestern Regional Office. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka, and Lakshadweep, Pondicherry are coming under Southwestern Regional Office. Its headquarters is at Bangalore. So we have 7 regional offices for UGC, and we have another national level body, namely NCERT, National Council for Educational Research and Training. Specifically, NCERT is conducting or encouraging research at school education and school curriculum. And these are the functions of NCERT. Publication of textbook and journals are the most important function of NCERT. And we have a Central Institute of Education, Delhi, under the purview of NCERT, and the NCERT is having regional institutes. There are 5 regional institutes under NCERT. RIE, Regional Institutes of Education at Ajmer, Mysore, Shillong, Bhubaneswar, and Bhopal. These were actually the questions in the previous examination were from this area. How many regional institutes of education established under NCERT? There are 5. They are Ajmer, Mysore, Shillong, Bhubaneswar, and Bhopal. The Regional Institute of Education for us is at Mysore. It is at Mysore University campus. And Mumbai is another national level. Actually, this is a central university also, but it has some other functions. The planning of educational administration in the country, education policies and administration is formed under this particular university. Research programs and in-service courses are the major functions of National University for Educational Planning and Administration, or popularly known as NUPA. The apex body which look after teacher education system in India. The main function of NCT is for quality assurance in teacher education and recognizing teacher education institutions, prescribing minimum instructional and infrastructural requirements for higher education, for teacher education. And we have 4 regional offices for NCTE: Jaipur, Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, and Bhopal, and headquarters is at New Delhi. And another national level agency is NAC. NAC is a body under UGC, but this is an autonomous agency established in 1994. Its function is for assessment and accreditation. Most of the colleges and universities in India is accredited by NAC, and as based on the accreditation, UGC gives financial assistance to the universities and colleges. And the function, the major purpose, aim of NAC is to improve quality of higher education in India. And headquarters of NAC is situated at Bangalore, and NAC has no regional offices. And this can be, so let me go through the list of central universities in India, because there are questions on central universities, its establishments, its location, etc. Aligarh University is a very famous university established in Aligarh even before independence, UP. Assam University in Silchar, Banaras Hindu University in Varanasi, UP. Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow, UP. English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad. Jamia Millia, New Delhi. Manipur University, Imphal. Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad. Delhi University, Delhi. Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya, Wardha, Maharashtra. Mizoram University, Aizawl. Nagaland University, Lumami. Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, Meghalaya. Pondicherry University is a nearby university to us. And Tezpur University, Assam. University of Allahabad, UP. University of Hyderabad. Vishwabharati University, Shantiniketan, West Bengal. Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, JNU. Rajiv Gandhi University, Itanagar. Then these are the universities established recently by central government. Central University of South Bihar, Patna. Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Patna. Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. Central University of Gujarat, Gandhinagar. Central University of Haryana, Mahendragarh. Central University of Himachal, Dharmashala. Central University of Kashmir, Swanwar. Central University of Jammu. Jammu and Kashmir has two central universities established recently in 2009. One in Swanwar and another one is Jammu. Central University of Jharkhand, Ranchi. Central University of Karnataka, it is at Gulbarga. Central University of Kerala, Madhya Pradesh. Earlier, Hari Singh Gaur University was a state university, then it was converted into a central university. Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkandak, Madhya Pradesh. Central University of Odisha, Koraput. Central University of Punjab, Bathinda. Central University of Rajasthan, Ajmer. Sikkim University, Gangtok. Central University of Tamil Nadu, Tanjavur. Tripura University, Agartala. Hemadi Nandan Bhaguna Gharwal University, it is popularly known as HNBG University. Then universities, I told you that there are 6 universities directly funded by a central government, not funded by UGC. They are Central Agricultural University, Imphal, IGNO, Indian Maritime University, Nalanda University, Rajiv Gandhi National Aviation University, and South Asian University. These are the 6 universities directly under the control of Ministry of Education of central government. And we have IITs in India. You can read the list of IITs. At present, we have 23 IITs located in various parts of the country, from Bhubaneswar, Bombay, Delhi, and even we have in Kerala, we have an IIT at Palakkad. Then IIMs, there are 15 IIMs, including one IIM in Calicut, IIMK. I'll share the material, you can read the list. Then NITs in India, we have one NIT in India. It is NIT in Kerala, that is at Calicut, Kundamangalam. It is familiar to you, I think. We have number of NITs, Institutes of Technologies. Then Institutes of Science Education, we have 6 Institutes of Science Education, and we have one Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and Indian Institute of Science is ranked as the first in the NIRF ranking in India, and also it is first in the Indian institutions when you refer the Times Higher Education World Ranking. So Indian Institute of Science is considered as the most ranked, high-ranked institution in India, and it is the first ranked institution as per the NIRF ranking in India. Then ISER Bhopal, ISER Mohali, ISER Kolkata, ISER Pune, and we have one ISER in Kerala, is at Trivandrum. Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, is ISER. And we have Institute of Developmental Studies. Developmental Studies mainly deal with the rural development, urban development. It specifically deals with economic development. And Center for Development Studies at Trivandrum, Madras Institute of Development Studies at Chennai, and Institute of Development Studies at Kolkata. These are the three major institutes of developmental studies in India. Then All India Institute of Medical Sciences, we have 7 aims. They are at New Delhi, Patna, Bhubaneswar, Raipur, Jodhpur, Rishikesh and Bhopal. All India Institute of Medical Sciences are the institutions giving institutions of high standard which run programs on graduate level in medicine, postgraduate level at medicine, as well as research degree programs in medical science. And other national level institutes, these are the list of institutes and frequently asked in the previous examination. Indian Institute of Advanced Studies, it is a very popular institute in social sciences established at Shimla. It was established in 1964 and it is located at Shimla. And Dr. Zakir Hussain Memorial College Trust at Delhi, Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapith, New Delhi, Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapith, Tirupati, NUPA, I already told you about NUPA, then Rashtriya Sanskrit Sansan, New Delhi, and the School of Planning and Architecture, Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh, School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. You need to go through the entire list of institutes of national importance. And another institute of national importance is in Kerala, that is Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute for Medical Sciences and Technology, is at Trivandrum. Atal Bihari Vajpayee Indian Institute of Information Technology and Management is at Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. And School of Planning and Architecture, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Postgraduate Medical Education and Research. It is popularly known as JIPMER. It is at Puducherry. Mainly, it focuses on medical education and research. JIPMER at Pondicherry. National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Mohali. Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing, Kanchipuram. It is very popular for designing of textile, silks, etc. It is at Kanchipuram, Tamil Nadu. Then Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development, Sri Perumbudur. It is, we know that the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi, the place is known as Sri Perumbudur. There established an institute, namely Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development. Indian Institute of Information Technology, Allahabad, UP. Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology, Rai Bareilly, UP. A Central Leather Research Institute, Chennai. National Savings Institute, Nagpur. National Judicial Academy, Bhopal. National Judicial Academy is an institution where the training were given to the judges, including the judges at higher courts and Supreme Court. The National Law Institute is also at Bhopal. LBS, National Institute of Administration, it is at Mussoorie. This is an institute where the probationary training of civil service officers are given. Central Institute of Coastal Engineering for Fisheries is at Bangalore. Gramodaya Vishwavidyalaya is a university established at Chitragood. It is a rural university. Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies is an institute of national importance. It is established at Dharmashala in Himachal Pradesh. And the major research councils in India, we have research councils to promote research in specific field. They are Indian Council for Historical Research, Indian Council for Agricultural Research, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Indian Council for Social Science Research, Indian Council for Applied Economic Research, Indian Council for Women Education, Indian Council for Philosophical Research, ICPR. These are the major research councils which promote research in specific area. For example, ICHR deals with the research in history, and ICAR research in agriculture, CSIR research in scientific and industrial, and so on. So Indian Council for Social Science Research deals with research in social sciences. And we have a regulatory or apex bodies, and as per the new education policy formulations, there are apex bodies, but there will be one single body as per the new education policy, but till now we have number of regulatory and apex bodies. University Grants Commission is the most important higher education, and now it will be replaced with the National Commission on Higher Education as per the new recommendation. All India Council for Technical Education, National Council for Teacher Education, Bar Council of India, AICTE deals with the engineering and management education. NCTE is an apex body under apex body for teacher education institutions. Bar Council of India, BCI, for law education. Medical Council of India for medical education. Rehabilitation Council of India for special education. The Nursing Council of India for nursing education. Pharmacy Council of India for pharmacy education, and so on. These are the major regulatory or apex bodies under which the education in specific area will function, and they will fix the minimum regulatory conditions for institutions in different areas. See, these are actually a brief outline of the higher education system in India, and let me give you some sample questions. See, these are the questions asked. The launch of satellite channel by IGNOU on 26 January 2003 for technological education for growth and development of distance education. The name of the channel, what was the name of the channel? The name of the channel was Eklavya. See, I have given a detailed presentation. From the presentation, you can answer this question. Match list 1 and list 2. Indian Council for Historical Research is located at New Delhi. Indian Institute of Advanced Studies is located at Shimla. Indian Council for Philosophical Research is located at New Delhi again. And Central Institute of Coastal Engineering for Fisheries is located at New Delhi. These are the questions asked in the previous examination from the area higher education. Which of the following is not a fundamental right? Which of the following is not a fundamental right? Not a fundamental right. See, right to equality, right against exploitation, right to freedom of speech and expression, right to free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14. Actually, these four are fundamental rights. Actually this question was asked before 2010. At that time, right to free and compulsory education for all children up to the age of 14 was not a fundamental right. Now it is also a fundamental right. See, this is another question, but this is not a question from higher education. This is a question from governance and policy. The Lok Sabha can be dissolved before the expiry of its normal 5-year term. How can we dissolve the Lok Sabha? Whether Prime Minister can, or President can, or President on the recommendation of the Prime Minister. As per the constitutional provision, only Indian President can dissolve, but it is only with the recommendation of Prime Minister. We know that at the time of emergency, the Prime Minister will recommend to dissolve Lok Sabha. In which of the year UGC established? This is the question asked. I told you that UGC established in the year 1953, and UGC Act passed by Indian Parliament in 1956. Another name of basic education or Nai Talim is the Varda scheme. Varda scheme is known as the basic education, is another name. But new education is actually only the meaning of Nai Talim, but Varda scheme was the another name of basic education system. Why the name Varda scheme? The meeting of Congress was held at Varda in 1937 to discuss the Gandhian idea of basic education. In India, a political party is recognized as a national party by Election Commission of India, not by the President or Ministry or Law Ministry or Union Parliament. It is given by national party. In India, we have national parties and regional parties. National party, there are some criterion to become a national party. It is fixed by Election Commission of India. Which of the following factor is responsible for increase of the role of government in developing countries? Which of the following factor is responsible for increase of the role of government in developing countries? Actually, in developing countries, the major aim of the government is to improve the welfare of the country. So, after the emergence of the concept of welfare state, the role of government has increased in developing nations. So, the answer is emergence of the concept of welfare state. UGC was established by the recommendation of, we have learned this as per the recommendation of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Which of the following articles of Indian Constitution safeguard the rights of minorities to establish educational institutions? We have seen the list. Which of the following articles of Indian Constitution safeguard the rights of minorities to establish educational institutions? If you refer the Indian Constitution, you can see that Article 30 deals with the right to establish education institutions by minority. Article 30. Match list 1 with list 2. Parliament can enact the budget. Parliament pass the budget. So, enactment of budget by the Parliament. And Controller and Auditor General. Controller and Auditor General, his duty is legality of expenditure, to check whether the expenditure as per the provisions of the budget. It is the duty of the Controller and Auditor General. Ministry of Finance, formulation of budget, and executing departments, implementation of budget. These are the 4 functions related with the budget in India. Parliament enacts, Controller and Auditor General checks the legality, Ministry of Finance formulates, and executing departments implement. So if you want a sequence, first Ministry of Finance formulate the budget, and the Finance Minister present the budget in the Parliament, and Parliament will pass the budget, and after passing the budget, the departments will implement the budget. After implementation, Controller and Auditor General will check the legality of expenditure. This is the procedure. And foundation training to the newly recruited IAS probationaries is imparted by, that I already mentioned. This is at LBS National Academy of Administration at Missouri. The first Indian satellite exclusively for education purpose is EduSat. This is familiar to you, I think. An exclusive educational channel of IGNOU is exclusive educational channel of IGNOU. Actually, the Gyan Darshan channel is established with the collaboration of University Grants Commission, IGNOU, and Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. So, IGNOU's channel is Gyan Darshan. The headquarters of Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya. This is a central university, I told you. The headquarters is at Wardha, Maharashtra. Central Institute of English, and the match list 1 with list 2. Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages, and now it is renamed as English and Foreign Languages University. This is established at Hyderabad. Ramodaya Vishwavidyalaya is at Chitragood. Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies, this we discussed earlier. Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies is established at Dharmashala in Himachal Pradesh. IGNOU is established at New Delhi. Aim of vocational education. We have different types of education. We have a liberal education, we have professional education, we have vocational education. We have these 3 types of higher education system. Liberal education, we know that BA, BSc, BCom, MA, MSc, MCom, everything come under the liberal education. Liberal arts and science subjects are taught in those institutions. Those are liberal education. The second category of institutions are professional education or professional institutions, where a particular profession is taught. For example, teacher education institution is a professional institution where we teach how to become a good teacher. That is, or in a medical college is a professional institution, or engineering college is a professional institution. So the focus of professional institution is training for a profession. And the third category is vocational institution. Actually, vocational education is combination, where along with the liberal arts and science program, you can learn a vocation. So this is the third category. We know that we have vocational higher secondary schools. We have BVoc degree at vocational level. So the main function of vocational education is simply preparing students for vocation along with knowledge, along with liberal knowledge. The first one is the correct one. Then, according to the Radhakrishnan Commission, the aim of higher education is, the aim of higher education, I told you that the major aim of higher education according to the Radhakrishnan Commission is to develop democratic values, peace, harmony, to develop great personalities, can give their contributions in politics, administration, industry, and commerce. So these two are the aims. So both A and B are correct answers. National Museum of Delhi is attached to Delhi University, deemed university, subordinate office of JNU. No, actually National Museum of Delhi is part of Ministry of Tourism and Culture. Another question from higher education. This is also again matching question. List 1 with list 2. National Law Institute is at Bhopal. Indian Institute of Advanced, several examinations, this Indian Institute of Advanced Studies are asked. Indian Institute of Advanced Studies at Shimla. National Judicial Academy is also established at Bhopal. So there are two options. So for National Law Institute and National Judicial Academy, it is Bhopal. National Saving Institute is at Nagpur. Election to rural and urban local bodies are conducted and ultimately supervised by. It is ultimately supervised by State Election Commission. We have two levels of election process. One managed by Election Commission of India. It is election to the Parliament and election to state legislatures. And State Election Commission deals with the election to the local bodies, namely for rural and urban bodies, panchayats, block panchayats, villa panchayats. Then municipalities and corporation, it is looks up. All these elections are looked after by State Election Commission. Then another question is which is not correct. UGC is education is in the concurrent list. UGC is a statutory body. Patent, inventions, copyright, etc. are under concurrent list. ICSSR is a statutory body. Education is in the concurrent list. This is right. UGC is a statutory body. A statutory body means a body established by law or a legislation. UGC is a statutory body, and ICSSR is also a statutory body. It is established by the Act of Parliament. Then patent, inventions, copyright, etc. are under union list, not under concurrent list. This is wrong. So which is not correct here? The patent, inventions, copyright, etc. are under concurrent list. This is wrong. It is under union list. Which of the following institution in the field of education is set up by the MHRD? Indian Council of World Affairs, Mythic Society, Bangalore, National Bal Bhavan, New Delhi, India International Center. Actually, MHRD earlier, now it is education, Ministry of Education. Earlier under MHRD, it deals with the elementary education, secondary education, higher education, and women and children affairs also came under MHRD. And National Bal Bhavan is an institution under MHRD. So that's the answer, National Bal Bhavan. SIT, this is also a question asked in the communication part. SIT stands for Satellite Instructional Television Experiment. You will get details about this in a session on communication. Satellite Instructional Television Experiment. What is the name of the research station established by Government of India for conducting research at Antarctica? It is Dakshin Gangotri. Dakshin Gangotri is the name of the research station established by Government of India for conducting research at Antarctica. MHRD, now there is no MHRD, now only higher education, now only Ministry of Education. So here the answer is all the above. There won't be such type of question further because now there is no MHRD. Then Parliament can legislate on matters included in the state list. when Parliament can legislate. For example, a matter included in the state list, how Parliament can legislate with the permission of President or only after the Constitution is amended suitably. In case of inconsistency among states, actually the answer is at the request of 2 or more states. For example, Kerala and Tamil Nadu together request for a legislation which is about a matter included in the state list, Parliament can legislate. But those legislation will be applicable only for the requested states, not for all the states, only for Kerala and Tamil Nadu, if they are requested. So that's the answer, at the request of 2 or more states. Value education makes a student. It's a general question. Value education makes a student basically a good citizen, not a successful businessman or a popular teacher. A good city, after all, he will be a good citizen. Networking of libraries through electronic media is known as. In India, in our university libraries, we have the facilities, namely InflipNet, Information Library Networking. It is the headquarters of InflipNet. InflipNet is at Ahmedabad. It is consortium for networking of libraries in India. The university which telecasts interactive television program through its own channel is. It is IGNO. I already mentioned that IGNO in association with the UGC and the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting telecast channels. IGNO telecasts its own programs through channels. Then government established UGC by the Act of Parliament. Again, this is another question about UGC. In which of the year UGC established as an Act of Parliament? It was in the year 1956. Yes, universities having central campus for imparting education are called, and most of you will answer as central universities. Central universities are different. They are universities established by Act of Parliament. But here it is residential universities. If you have a central campus with a residential facility, such type of universities are residential universities. Open universities may not be a residential university, or they are because they are having no central campus. Our university is having a central campus. Calicut University is having a central campus. That's why that is a residential university. NAC is an autonomous institution under the aegis of. NAC is a body under UGC. I told you that NAC is a body under the aegis of UGC. National Council for Women Education was established in the year 1958. National Council for Women Education was established by the recommendation of Durga Bai Deshmukh Committee in 1958.